What up, though, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in to Table for Two with Mike and Cherie. I'm Mike.
And I'm Cherie. Our show is about serving up laughs, loves, and leftovers from last night's arguments, helping you survive love one story at a time.
At Table for Two, we throw a little shade, keep it real about what it takes to make love last, from dealing with intimacy issues to lack of accountability and everything in between. We're not therapists. We're just a couple on a journey for happiness, understanding, and growth. With that being said, let's get into it. So on today's episode, we are going to touch on conflict and conflict resolution. It's something that I know plagues a bunch of relationships. It's tough when you don't know how to fight fair, right? So, and I, through some therapy and some research, have found out how to actually do that. We found out how to fight fair. And it's actually helped us tremendously to get through some tough times with arguments, and even yesterday and the day before and today, right? So it's important because if you know how to resolve issues, you can get past them without anybody feeling hurt or anybody feeling like it was a one-sided thing, or someone feeling like they are being, what would you call it, shunned, or like it's a one-sided thing.
Just basically bullied. Like
Or
it's
bullied.
more so you're wrong and I'm right, and that's not how it is. Also, at the end of the day, conflict is actually normal, but a lot of people don't think that it's normal. Most people don't know how to handle conflict. We didn't know how to handle conflict. My mom always taught me to keep the peace, keep the peace, keep the peace. So
No matter what
you have
the situation, right?
She would always say, keep the peace. And so that was a message that was always relayed to me throughout my childhood. And whether we realize it or not, all of those messages that we get are oftentimes showing up in our relationships, but it's not to the health of our relationship. It's actually to the detriment
of the
of
relationship.
our relationships. Because basically what you're telling me when you say keep the peace is to push your feelings down.
Right.
Push your
And
feelings
nobody
down.
likes to push their feelings down.
And when you push your feelings down, once that one little thing ticks you off, you explode.
Right.
And so now it's not about just that one thing, but it's about 15 other things that you did today, yesterday, and 2 months ago, and a year ago, and all the things in between. So today we're going to address, is conflict normal? How to fight fair? How to resolve your issues? And we are going to give lots of experiences of how we did that. And
Not
we
lots
still-
of experience. Let's just do one, maybe two.
We just had conflict right before we taped this show.
Maybe.
And a lot of times that one person just has to kind of be like, okay, okay, almost like a robot. But I mean, I'm not saying I'm that one, but I am. Anyway,
Okay.
let's get started. So we're going to talk about why conflict is normal in every relationship, not just in our relationship with our other person, but in everyday life. We don't think of it as anything else when we are fighting, when we're young with our sibling, but for some odd reason, when we grow up and we develop into these mature adults, we don't think it's normal anymore. We hold back. We don't say how we feel. And I get that because these are all things of feeling like you're going to lose that person. That's normal, right? Do you feel like that
You
is
feel like
a feeling of if you bring up something that you don't like, or maybe that is upsetting you, you run the risk of feeling like, is this person going to leave me? Because that's also
I've never
just
felt that way.
abandonment issues. That's also abandonment issues,
Yeah.
but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But I do believe the suppression and the message that we were given about conflict and about keeping the peace, etc., is a result of those messages. And also feeling like, if I bring this up, this is going to start a whole argument. I don't feel like talking
I
about
don't
this
wanna argue
But at the
today.
end of the day, we just really don't know how to present it, and we don't know how to resolve it.
Right.
That was my hugest issue.
Right.
I had a huge issue with conflict and pressing it down. I would definitely prefer to
Not talk about it.
avoid it.
Avoid it.
But again, every relationship has conflict. The danger comes when conflict turns into a toxic thing. The blaming, the yelling, the silent treatment, we've done all of it.
For sure.
So let's talk about what it means to fight fair. What do you think
Well, I mean, my understanding for the definition of fighting fair is like having a disagreement in a way that respects the other person and keeps the relationship strong, right?
How
But
do you do that when your emotions are running strong?
I think if you haven't been trained on how to fight fair and use the right words to express yourself and the right body language to express yourself,
I'm definitely guilty
you know,
of
you
the
can't
bad
be
body
doing all of the
language.
eye rolling and the neck rolling and the snapping your fingers and laughing when your
But it's
mate is
hard.
trying to talk to you.
But it's
And
hard though. But it's hard because you do feel those feelings of contempt. I mean, I am uncomfortable with difficult conversations, as you know. I used to be. I'm not anymore. I used to be very uncomfortable. Well, with you.
yeah, you're
I
definitely
used to
better
be very
now.
uncomfortable with hard conversations, but and I would roll my eyes. I would do all kind of body language. That is still communication, by the way. My husband brought out to me that's still
It
communication.
is
You are still
definitely
communicating
communicating.
that you don't like the conversation, and even you have contempt for
Yeah.
the other person.
And it can make your feelings feel like they're not valid, especially, and that's hard for anybody. But for a man that already has trouble expressing feelings, to try and express feelings to your person, and they rolling their eyes or acting like they don't care, or give you like negative body language, makes you want to shut down and just be like, all right, she don't care about my feelings. Which I think a lot of guys out there probably feel the same way that I do, and I've told you this before. I felt like nobody really cares about the guy's feelings. Nobody cares. We're just supposed to be strong. And if we do have feelings, we're just supposed to get over it the next day and just keep it pushing. That's just how we're built. That's how we're raised. But it's not,
conditioned.
it's how we were
It was how you were
conditioned.
conditioned
Right.
to handle your feelings
How
and
to,
emotions.
exactly.
Like,
we didn't even know what
just
feelings
suck it
were
up.
for real. You just suck it up, buttercup, and keep going. Stop
Yeah.
being a little punk.
That's right. Pull your pants up.
Yeah,
Now.
exactly.
Now.
Right. So, but now, through us communicating, I've figured out, how to communicate with you when my feelings are hurt. And you've come to a point where you can respect the fact that my feelings are hurt for something that has happened.
That I am responsible for.
Right.
That I
And
did
being able
to
to be
you.
accountable
That I did to
for
you.
that.
Because you guys need a safe space too.
Exactly.
Right?
We both need safe spaces.
And that's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
However, going back around to the communication piece, I'm laughing because like sometimes when I'm uncomfortable, I will giggle a little bit because it's just I don't know what that is, but I do it. Because and a lot of times he would take that like, oh my God, you're not taking my feelings seriously, but I would just giggle because it was uncomfortable. So I just giggle a little bit or maybe smile or whatever. He's like, oh, you're laughing at. I mean, I just changed my
Oh,
voice.
wow.
He's
I
like,
sound
oh,
like
you're
that?
I did no. See,
I
that's
sound
it.
like that?
No, see, that's
See
it.
what I'm
That
saying?
was
That's
right
their
there.
bull.
That
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
is the thing.
Uh-huh.
All right, stop.
Yeah.
Pause. So right, I would do that. I would change my voice up to like so, and then I just found out that was contempt, because you do feel some kind of way about it. They're all feelings. All these things matter, and they are a part. I'm sorry, of the conflict resolution situation. You just don't know it until your partner brings it to your attention. I had no idea that I was even doing it. I had no idea that it was contemptuous.
But when I told you were doing it, how did it make you
know.
feel? You thought I was just being a little punk?
It made.
She thought I was being a little
I
punk,
mean,
y'all.
I just thought it was another problem that you had with me.
You know what?
That's
And you're
exactly what
right.
the problem
And
is
you're
with
right.
me.
So, okay, so let's just go back for just a quick second and give them an example of something that happened to us recently as yesterday. We've had a long weekend, enjoying our weekend with some friends and hanging out and everything, right? Like since Thursday up until yesterday. And you got up, you walked the dog, you were on the phone, you came back in the house, you were on the phone, you were catching up your
Also
thing, but
cleaning.
you were cleaning.
I
Yeah, I
cleaned
was
the whole
getting to
house.
that. And while you were doing that, you were catching up with your friends or whatever, which is
were
cool.
relaxing.
I was in here chilling.
Because he was exhausted.
Yeah, I was. We
Exhausted.
both were super tired, and I had been. I forget what I can't even remember what it was that I wanted to tell you or talk to you about.
You were wanting to just quickly relay a message to me.
Right.
But you said to me, you tell them what you said.
I was just
to me.
like, "Dang, you still on the phone?"
No, you didn't say that.
What did I say?
You said, you still on the phone?
Oh,
That
okay.
tone.
I did. I said, "You still
Right.
on the phone?" And from that, my tone made what happened.
Made my body language be like, what?
Like, you ain't my daddy.
And I'm cleaning up. And what?
Right.
So he immediately got offended and was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I'm like, what's
what?
the attitude
Which is
about?
crazy because why are you offended? You approached me crazy. So after I got off the phone, I already knew. Okay, I'm gonna have to apologize because this was taken completely out of context. I know it went completely wrong. So afterward, we had a conversation, and I said, "I apologize because that triggered me. It felt very parental for me." And I said, "You said to me, dang, you still on the phone?" He immediately stopped me and said, "I did not say dang. I said, what I heard was, dang, you're still on the phone." And I know you didn't say that, but in my mind, in my already, I don't know, maybe defensive mind, I was like, who you think you're talking to? Because it felt parental. Because excuse me, we've also had that dynamic in our relationship, and it is a dynamic, but I felt parented. I don't like that dynamic. He knows that I don't like that dynamic. However,
She doesn't like anybody to tell her what to do. And when they do, if it comes off like she's being told what to do, she feels like she's being parented or being told what to do. And she does not like that. And nobody likes being told what to do. I get that 100%. And in that moment, that's not what I was doing to her, but
that's what it felt
that's
like.
what it felt
to me.
like for her.
That's what it felt like. That was my experience in the moment, is that I felt like, who is he talking to right now? I am what? I'm cleaning up and you're talking to me right now about something? So I felt insulted. I felt parented. I felt like, why are you asking me if I'm on the phone? Like, who, what are we doing right now? But anyway, at the end of the day, I had to end up apologizing and saying to him,
You didn't have to, but you did.
well, I didn't have to.
Right.
Of course, that was it looked like your feelings were hurt.
Well, my feelings were hurt.
It looked like your
Because, and this is what we talk about when we say, how is it, what I said versus what you heard.
Exactly.
So when I said that to her, she heard her 10-year-old child being told what to do by her parent.
And why are you
And why am I
treating
trying?
me like that?
Right,
Basically,
exactly.
that's what I heard.
So one of the things that we've learned to do is, in expressing our feelings towards each other, is to use that exercise, right? What did you just hear me say? Because a lot of times you'll get into it with somebody and you're going back and forth with them because they interpreted what you said a specific way, but that's not even how you meant
That's
it.
it. Even when you're in an argument with somebody, you said XYZ, and I did say that. I said, you said. He said, no. That's not what I said. He said, I said, and I said, let me correct myself. I said, I heard.
Right.
I said, what I heard was this, and he knows what that language means.
Right.
That means what I heard was, he knows that doesn't mean I think that's what he said. So a lot of this is just understanding and basically the lingo of active listening.
Active listening.
Active listening.
Mm-hmm.
And
what is
that
active?
was
What is
something
active
learned.
listening?
Active listening is saying you say something, and then I repeat back to you what you said, and then you either say yes, that's what I said, or you say no, that I did not say that. I said, and then I say, okay, repeat back to me what you said again. And you have to do this back and forth until you really get the understanding of what the person said
Is saying.
and to do this over and over again. Again, this was just yesterday, y'all. Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and also too, side note, when you know your person is tired or is just not in a good mood, you just sometimes you have to take the L and just be like, okay, you know what? And there's always going to be a person that does that.
What that does what now?
yes,
That does what now?
That always takes the L. That not always.
L?
Those are always those words also too. Side note.
You taking
Always,
L's?
never. Those are not those are absolute words we're not supposed to use.
Do not use
But a lot of
absolute
times-
words.
okay,
Always and
that's a
nevers
whole
are
nother- that's a whole
horrible
nother-
words.
that's a whole
That's not a
nother
whole nother
episode.
episode. That's part of talking about
That's true.
communicating. That's not a different
Conflict,
episode.
conflict. That's
Yes.
true. That's true.
Always and nevers
true.
cause conflict. If you tell
Always,
me
never.
you never take the garbage out, or I always got to clean up
Right.
after you,
That was a big deal for me.
Yeah.
I use those words
A
all the time.
lot
I
of
love
times
those
you
absolute
use-
words.
yeah.
No. I love those absolute
yeah,
words.
you absolutely
Those are
love
good.
absolute
And
words.
remind me.
It is, yeah.
So I think
And it drove me crazy because it takes away everything you've ever
worked for.
worked for or done in the relationship to go, whatever it is, right? You never take the trash out, but you knew you took the trash out last week, the week before, the one time that you didn't take it out, instead of saying, babe, using a I statement saying, I'd like for you to take the trash out.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, you go, you never take the trash out without me asking you to do it. Now I'm feeling unappreciated.
Right.
I'm feeling parented. As a man, I'm feeling disrespected, and it's going to breed resentment in the relationship. So we have to learn how to talk to each other in a way that was conducive to coming to a
productive conversation.
Yeah,
really.
a productive conversation. Right,
really.
exactly.
Right.
And in order to do that, though, there's certain principles that you have to follow when you're having a conversation. So you can't be doing name calling, like we said, the body language, rolling your eyes and all that. You can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Staying on topic. Another issue that we had was bringing up old wounds. So bringing up things that happened 6, 8, 10 months ago, 2 years ago into the current conversation only breeds more resentment. And sometimes it's just for a reference to show a specific behavior, and I get that.
Absolutely.
Because we've had that conversation
because
before.
sometimes that has to happen.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Here's what fighting fair is about. If you're going to bring up an old wound, or if you're going to bring up something old, well, the other person is going to reference something old as well, because guess what? That's fair. Otherwise, it is not fair. Please don't bring up something old and think that the other person is not going to piggyback off of that, because it absolutely is going to happen. Also, too, the reason why sometimes I would bring up old wounds is because those wounds for me were never resolved. I still had those wounds. They were still open and they still hurt. We don't need to bring up 15 different things, which is what we always do. We always do. We definitely need to stay on topic. Through our tools that we've learned, we had to make sure that we stayed there. Listen, y'all, this is stuff that we go through every day. We both have very strong personalities. We are both strong people. And so this is not something that we're saying, get over it and just do these things and follow these steps and it'll be amazing. It won't be.
No. This just helps you so that you don't go off the rails so far to the point of no return. And you know what I mean? Because that can happen if you don't resolve some of the issues and learn how to talk to each other and learn how to express your emotions with each other. But you do have to make each other feel safe to do so.
That takes a long time sometimes.
It does take a long time.
A lot of learning.
And the main part for me, and we had to practice this, if Cherie is coming to me with an issue that she's having, that is not the time for me to air my differences for her. So if she's coming to me and she's like, I feel like what you did made me feel this way, then we're going to have to address that. I can't come back to her and be like, well, you did such and such and it made me feel this way. She's got the stage. She's got the microphone. She's airing out her grievances. Okay, let's fix that.
And that has to be practiced. It's very hard not to deflect and get defensive. So we're going to talk about steps to resolving conflict. Let's get into that part.
Okay, so what would you say like the major steps are for resolving conflict in your opinion?
You have to be calm first. You have to know that in this moment you are ready and able to talk about the situation. Sometimes you have to breathe. If you're absolutely not ready to talk about the situation, then you shouldn't do it.
But what should you say?
You should say, babe, I am not ready to talk about this situation. I am going to take some moments for myself until I'm ready.
Not days.
Now no, it can be days, because sometimes you're just not ready to. Okay, sometimes you're just not ready. Do you want the wrath, or do you want me to talk to you?
Okay. Well, let's go here. Let's go here. Watch this, y'all. Now, okay. All right. She better. You better. I always have to preface stuff by saying you're better. She is. But one of the things, and guys, I don't know if y'all go through this with y'all girls, one of the things that used to drive me up a wall, and I just kind of got sick of it after a while, was that my baby, when she's upset, she likes to take breaks and she may shut down to gather herself, right? But if now she takes it,
because otherwise I was screaming shout.
I know. Right? Well, let me finish. Either you were screaming shout, or you would shut down. And she's an avoidant, and I'm a, what am I?
You're recovering.
Well, go ahead.
And I'm recovering avoidant, and you're recovering anxious.
And I'm recovering anxious. So when she would, we're secure now. We'll get into that in another episode. But
that's crazy talk. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now.
with my attachment style and her attachment style, I like to fix things, and I don't like for things to linger on like that. I want to fix it now. So if she takes a break and she didn't want to talk to me, I internalized that, and I felt like it was my fault, and I had to fix it right away. For her, she needed a break so she could calm her nerves and gather her thoughts and her feelings before she can come and talk to me. And that time that she's not talking to me, I'm going nuts. And I found myself doing a lot of the checking on her and apologizing and making sure she was okay. Because also, as men, we're taught to take care of our women in that way a lot of times, right? But, and I feel like as we should, but knowing who my wife is now, the only thing I ask for her is when she takes those breaks, if you need the time away from me, if you put it on pause, then you got to put it back on play.
It's true.
Right? So you can't pause it and have me feeling like I can't come talk to you, and then you don't come and talk to me. You got to put the ball back in play when you feel like talking again. Otherwise, we may not talk for days.
Well, so the last thing that happened for us was it was maybe a couple months ago. I can't really think. We have stuff all the time. For real, all the time.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
have stuff all the time.
Yeah,
we do.
You're right.
I did have to take a break emotionally. I was like, I just need some time to try to regulate my emotions. I was very upset about something. He came and was like, so are you ready to re-engage? And I had to think about it. I was just like, am I ready to re-engage? I would use it as a punishment, more so shutting down as a means of saying, no, I'm not going to talk to you. That that's not how you want to treat your person, and that you want to say to that person, I just need a couple of hours or days or whatever it is you need. And then he said to me, you need to come back to me to re-engage. And I was just like, huh. And so it's true. It's like when you walk away and you tell a person in that moment, hey, I'm heightened right now, because what's going to happen is it's going to go like this. Nothing's going to get resolved. And this can go on for quite a while.
We used to have a bunch of cyclical conversations. We had to get to a point where we had to deal with the here and now and not the things that happened in the past. You have to feel safe enough and know your emotions enough to be able to say I'm hurting or that hurt my feelings. And a lot of people can't say.
I was not able to say that ever because it felt too vulnerable. It felt very weak for me. I was never taught or given the tools to be able to express hurt. I just always came out swinging.
Right.
That was just me. It was like, oh, I'm going to figure out how to get you back. I'm going to say nasty things. I'm going to hurt your feelings. We didn't call names, though.
We never call names. No.
I mean, we got to the point where we were mad at
guys. It's okay to be like, babe, you know what? When you said X, Y, and Z to me,
I felt like,
or it made me feel like less of a man, or like you didn't care about my feelings, or whatever the case may be. It's okay for us to say that to them, but ladies do have to make us feel safe enough to do that, and guys have to make their girls feel safe enough for them to come to them and say the same thing.
Nobody can feel safe if somebody's going to like pop back on them.
If you feel like you're gonna get some clap back saying that you feel a certain way, then that's not safe.
Yeah, these things are practice, y'all.
Yeah, it takes time to understand it and work it out.
We are still working on it.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of times
we slip up, for sure.
All the time. A lot of times when we express ourselves, one of us will have to come back and apologize because we're like, you know what? That did not go the way I planned it. I'm sorry.
And you've worked on your sincere apologies too, which I appreciate now.
Apologies were a thing.
Oh, that was her specialty, bro. Backhanded apologies was her specialty. Well, I'm sorry. Anytime somebody tell you, I'm sorry you felt that way.
Stupid.
Who says that, bro?
Like, that's so stupid. I was like, what? I apologize though. What do you want from me? I said sorry. I was like, I had no idea what backhanded apologies even meant. But they could be laced with sarcasm. They could be laced with like really not for the other person, not feeling sincere. They are keys to apologies. Who knew? Also, another thing that we would try to do, I mean, I wanted to always win the fight. I would have to have the last word. But we had to understand that compromise doesn't mean that we're losing.
Right.
It just means that we're going to find a middle ground. Agree to disagree. And I think that's absolutely okay. Like we had to come to that. I would be like, you're not, no, you don't say it.
And it's just validating it more so than
trying to get that person to
come up to your side, right?
They still don't see it your way.
Right.
Things get a little contentious between us because I still feel like sometimes like his voice inflection gets a little crazy. Okay, gets a little crazy.
Y'all hear how I talk, but I just
but-
talk regular,
so,
so yeah, that's true.
And he's intense. However, we are literally feeding off of each other. If somebody doesn't stop and say, "Hey, I'm not attacking you," and a lot of times that's what he will say, or a lot of times that's what I will say. Whereas before we could not do that. We would just go, and it would just be this, and we're on this hamster wheel. And really, at the end of the day, like you still have not resolved the problem. You did not get the answer.
Or your point across.
A lot of times somebody just has to say, "This is not what I meant to say. I apologize." A sincere apology.
Those go a long way.
I had to absolutely work on that. And really get to the bottom of what your person is feeling. Like, in this moment, this is what I felt. And then they can say, in this moment, this is what I felt. Don't dismiss it. I was very dismissive. But
I think a lot of people don't even know what it
is or means or how it shows up.
exactly.
Right.
But again, just the whole I feel statements for me just changes. It's a game. It's a game changer.
You're taking accountability for how it made you
It
feel.
made you feel.
You're saying,
Right.
did I not do therapy?
Just make your person feel safe coming to you and telling you how they feel. So just a few tips as far as like rules of thumb to follow, right? Never fight when you're hungry, tired, or distracted. For me,
Like I did the other day.
Right.
He was tired and it brought up a whole fight.
and hangry. You won't like me when I'm hangry.
If you need to stop in the middle of
Take a break and a
discussion, I like
pause.
to call it a discussion.
Please don't say stuff that y'all don't mean to your partners,
Well,
bro.
it's anger.
It is, but you have to have
emotions.
control over
It's
that.
emotions.
And it's misplaced a lot of times. And again, that anger is actually hurt, showing up as anger.
Absolutely. We still have arguments. We still have conflicts. We still have lots of things that bring high emotion, high tension between us. It could be very small things to the big things. Really not so much. It is the everyday basic things that are just that make us go back and forth. Okay, y'all. Now y'all know we gonna fight because that's what we do. But if you're gonna fight,
You gotta fight fair.
fair, right?
Yeah.
We gotta fight fair. Now I'm a fair person, but what does that actually mean? All right. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, be calm. Don't be hangry. Use I statements.
Very important. I love this one. Use I statements.
Listen to understand, not to respond. Don't deflect. Validate your partner's feelings. Even if it's not something that you feel, just validate it. Say, you know what? I understand how you can feel that way. I understand.
Why you
that
laugh?
Because it's hard. It's hard. Okay? Be sincere with your apologies. Don't laugh like I just did.
Right.
Right? Don't roll your eyes. Okay? These are all signs of contempt. And last but not least, next time talk about how you can do better and how you can make your conversation and or your conflict work and make it better for your relationship.
For sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Just remember, compromise doesn't mean giving up. You know, it means finding a middle ground. All right. All right, y'all. We at the end of the show. We're going to do our last little segment called The Truth Comes Out, where we just basically ask 3 questions of each other and figure out who's telling the truth and who's not.
These questions, y'all. You can tell
I
me
definitely picked these
'cause they make me
questions.
look horrible. Oh my God, whatever.
All right, let's get into it. First question. Who has the worst body language during a fight?
Me.
Yeah, it's definitely her. From doing this to what else you
Breathing
do?
hard.
Breathing all hard. I'm like, what? What's wrong? Moving around.
He wrote these questions, y'all, for sure. Because I'm coming out on the bad side in all these questions.
That's
like,
not
what?
true. That's not
We did not
true.
even agree to these questions before the segment. But
No, we
will.
didn't.
We will.
Surprise.
That's okay.
Okay. All right.
It's okay.
Question number 2. Who is the most likely to shut down during an argument?
Both of us.
No.
Both of us.
No.
That's not true.
I shut down.
When I corner you or when I get you to a point, when I'm making my point, you're like, you know what? You know what? You know what? That's how I realized that you really didn't know about communication.
That
until
was
we
when
got
our
to therapy.
conversations were cyclical.
No,
When it was
no.
going around and
Well,
around and
were shut
around,
down.
I was
You
like,
were
you know
shut
what?
down
I'm not
during-
doing this no
No,
more.
you were shut down during an argument. Even now, if I get you on a point and you don't like it, you were shut down.
I feel
That's
attacked right
okay.
now. I feel attacked.
Not attacked. These are facts.
Oh,
These are
okay.
facts.
So we're gonna go with both
I've
of us on that one.
experienced in it.
So we're going on with
Well,
both of us on that.
we can say it's 40-60.
40-60, which way?
60, you being 60 and me being 40.
Come
Please, let's move
on, bro.
Let's move on.
Oh my
Let's agree to
God.
disagree.
Okay.
We're gonna agree to disagree.
All right, we agree to disagree. All right.
Period.
Who's the most likely to run away from conflict?
Me? Because I am an avoidant and I don't like to fight.
It's true.
Okay?
It's
I don't
true.
like to fight. There's no reason for it.
No, there's not a reason to fight, but there's a reason to
No,
fight.
you're gonna
Fair.
fight. Remember what we said? Absolutely. I'm like, no, we're gonna fight.
Yeah.
But we're gonna fight what?
Fair.
Boom.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
I was gonna say I kind of thought you was gonna say me because
What?
just because a couple of times y'all wanted to really
No, he has run away.
yeah
He has
a
run
couple
away.
of times I literally wanted to punch her in the face,
And he had to go to the hotel
so I had
room.
one got a hotel
He
room
went
so I
in the
wouldn't punch her
hotel
in the
room,
face.
And he went down the basement. I chased him down the basement. Like, come on, babe, please come back to me.
Which is rare for her. She don't even do that kind of stuff.
Because I felt bad, and I just like, why are you running away? He always runs away. He has run away from.
Not always. See, you're not supposed to use those
No.
statements.
Oh, damn.
See how
that's
she be
true.
breaking the damn
That's
rules,
true. That's
bro?
true. I did break the rules.
You broke the rules.
He oftentimes.
That ain't that much better, bro.
All right, let's see. Sometimes, you know how they
At
have
times.
oftentimes,
At times. At times.
sometimes he be fleeing the scene. Okay. So, and that's crazy because I am like literally the avoidant, the recovering avoidant.
Right.
However, now I'm here for
You're
it.
way much better,
I'm
baby.
here for it. Mwah.
You're way
We're
much
not
better.
kissing on air. They might cut our
I
show
kissed
for
you on the
that.
cheek.
That's true. I wouldn't
Can I
you on
kiss my
lips.
girl on the cheek?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Listen, y'all, if y'all enjoyed this episode and you plan on riding with us, please like, comment, and subscribe. And follow us in the upcoming episodes. Every Wednesday, we're going to be dropping a new one, y'all. So let's get it. Bye.